Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making soft and cakey ricotta cookies. So let's get started. First off, let's get those dry ingredients together. We do not need to turn the oven on yet because these cookies have some chill time. All right, 360 grams of all-purpose flour, that's 3 cups. Alrighty. La la la. Here we go. Just had a very interesting phone call before this video. For leavening, we're adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder and half a teaspoon of baking soda. That's salt. This is not baking soda. And half a teaspoon of baking soda. In you go. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. If you're using a fine grained salt, use less. Now we're gonna sift this up and whisk. Now we're gonna sift this out and whisk it up. This is why we sift, because you'd have a giant rock of baking powder, which does not taste good in case you're wondering. Grab a whisk, 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 whisk it up, and now we're gonna set this aside and get onto the wet ingredients, which include our delicious ricotta cheese. This stuff is amazing. And now it's time for the butter. Into a stand mixer fitted with a paddle attachment, I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of unsalted room temperature butter, 170 grams, as well as 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar. I'm gonna cream this up until it is nice and fluffy. If you want, you could cream the butter a bit first, but this butter was so soft and ready to go. I'm actually taking a little break. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. This will really lighten and brighten the cookies and just add a lot of flavor. And you wanna do this towards the beginning so that lemon rind gets beat up and the oils kind of come out and mix with the sugars. Now mix it up until it is light and fluffy. About 3 minutes on high. Let's crack in 2 eggs, 1 at a time, no shells. If you want, you can do this into a separate bowl. 1 tablespoon of a nice vanilla. And right now we're gonna scrape that bowl down. Even though this is actually mixed in really well, it's always better safe than sorry. If you ever bake a batch of cookies and one looks like it's totally melty and one's up on high, they were not mixed totally well, and you have some bits with too much butter and sugar or not enough. So we want all our cookies to be uniformly delicious, which is why we scrape the bowl down. Mix once more. So here's the deal. This is a jumbo pack of ricotta. Your small container is gonna be just enough. I'm gonna use a scale so I know exactly what 15 ounces is. Ricotta cookies are so delicious. And by the way, ricotta is one of the most amazing cheeses. It does not get enough respect. People think of it for lasagna, but it is amazing in baked goods like these cookies as well. You can let me know in the comments if you've had them before or if for you, they're a special holiday treat. All right, mix this up until it's nice and combined. The ricotta is really lightening up these cookies so they melt in your mouth while still giving you that amazing texture. So they're just so nice and cakey. Look at that, it's like clouds, delicious. I'm gonna add my flour mixture in all at the same time. I was gonna use a cup, but not today. Just dump it right in. We're gonna mix this on low until it's just combined. I'm gonna finish the batter off by hand. I see a lot of things happening at the bottom of the bowl that I don't like or respect. Let's scrape and mix until everything is just perfectly combined. And yes, this makes a big batch of cookies, but you can definitely freeze the dough, bake it off later, or, cookie party. Hello. A friend of ours in town has the most amazing cookie party every holiday season. She bakes for days and has mountains of cookies. It's literally Brian's favorite thing in the world is her cookie party. Even though there are a lot of cookies at home, I'm just gonna put that out there. There's definitely not a shortage of baked goods here. This is all mixed in, no nonsense happening at the bottom, and you can see the dough is softer than soft can be. This looks like cake batter almost. Needs to chill for about 2 hours. You could also do this overnight, but once that's done, we're gonna bake them up and make the most delicious icing for them too. This dough's gonna get a little bonnet and go to sleep for a couple hours. Be right back. Towards the end of your chill time, set that oven to 350, let it preheat, and then it's time to scoop those cookies up. I'm using a tablespoon-sized cookie scoop, but you could use 2 spoons as well if you want. Even chilled, it's still pretty soft. It's just not so crazy soft anymore. That's the trade-off for a light as air melt in your mouth cookie. These cookies will spread a bit, so go ahead and give them about 2 inches of space in between, and then just pop them onto that baking sheet. You can bake all the cookies up in a few batches, or you could freeze the remaining cookie dough either in balls or in one big lump. Just make sure it's well sealed in a freezer bag. These are easy rustic cookies. If you want, you can use damp fingers and just corral them back into little balls, or they can go right into the oven, 350 for about 11 minutes, or until the bottoms are just turning golden brown, but the tops are still nice and light. There you go. My cookies just came out of the oven. Look at these beautiful clouds. They are just like, oh, come here and take a look at this. It's like, it's amazing. They're gonna be delicious. All the more so with a perfect easy glaze for the top. Let's whip it up. Into a medium bowl, we're adding 1.5 cups or 180 grams of powdered sugar. For the liquid, a few tablespoons of water and a really nice splash of fresh lemon juice. If you want, you could add a dash of vanilla or almond extract. It really depends on the flavors you want for the glaze. We're gonna whisk this up and check the consistency. It should be a really thin glaze that just runs off the sides. You wanna have the thinnest coat. Yes, I should have used a strainer. No, I didn't. Seeds are gone. And this, as you can see, is a really nice thin consistency. These sugars are just gonna be kissed with a little crunchy sweetness on the outside. My cookies are all cool. You can see they're beautiful and light on top, and the bottoms are just lightly golden, and they are softer than you could ever imagine. You could dip them, but they're so delicate, I don't want you to tear them. So just spoon the glaze over the top, let the excess drip, and then we're going to add a few sprinkles just on top. So pretty and easy. Plop that down and repeat for the remaining cookies. If you like this video, check out my cookie playlist. That was the perfect fluffy bite of cake, and the lemon is just perfect in it. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe, and I'll see you in the next video.